UnResearched with Isaac Darlington.
There's two songs that you listen to and you say, yeah, love does exist. And these are my two songs this week. There's this one coming in from our very own Ugandan. Teba, Teba, webambuza choli chendi, ebigambo nkozesa chikaji, yeah, you're a son. Sembagamba, you're my bride. Magamba, you're my everything. Pwen kunyumia konkesa, onkesa. Then, the second one is an old one. It goes like this. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. Ha! You listen to these songs and you say, Lord have mercy, love is real, love is a beautiful thing. Love is the way forward. Love is it. The songs you listen to and they just inspire certain feelings, you know? They just inspire. But yeah, I want to talk about love. I want to talk about relationships very fast, real quick. Daniela recently came out on her social media. That is the ex-wife to Jose Chameleon. She came out and wrote some confessions. It's not the first time she has confessed these things. People who have followed her, I think, will agree with me on that one. And a lot of people already had a feeling. The moment Daniela went to the US, they said, these guys, seems they finally split up. Though we saw videos of Chameleon with the family in the US and, you know, talking about how he has moved them to the US, what. Some people said, no, that was just the end. Yeah, but it was just a man trying to, you know, cover his family. But yeah, so she comes out and says she's endured 16 years of domestic violence. Now she is a mother, single mother of 5 children, living in the US, figuring things out. Some people say that she was at Chameleon's house, Jose Chameleon, but others say they had misunderstandings and she had to leave that house and get her own place. So this is my point. If you read through some of the replies to Daniela's post, you immediately come to terms with how insensitive people can be. Very, very insensitive. People, victims of domestic violence, have different ways they react to these things. Over time, you realize that the only way that someone will be able to open up and talk about what they've been through is if they've actually started finding some healing and the confidence enough to speak up. So for Daniela, people asking her, why have you waited this long after 16 years? Yeah, you'd have just kept quiet and protected your family. Yeah. I would never, I don't think it would be appropriate to comment because I was not there the 16 years. Now, I'm not even going to talk about Chameleon's side of the story. What about Chameleon's side of the story? I know men go through a lot as well, by the way. Men are also being tortured psychologically. Someone comes from work after having a very long day, being bullied, being pressed down by whatever. And, you know, coming home, you expect to find a bit of comfort, a bit of solace. And then maybe your partner is treating you like you don't matter. She doesn't allow you to touch her. Yeah, these things are happening in relationships, in marriage. You spend over 2 years, 1 year. You're not sleeping in the same bed with your partner. You're not, your partner doesn't cook you food. The people's wives are not preparing them food. You understand? So men are also going through this torture. And for some, they're being thumped, beaten thoroughly by their wives. So domestic violence is real. In fact, I dedicate this particular session to victims of domestic violence in whatever form it is. And I'm just wishing you healing. The things you talk about and the things you do not talk about. Sometimes it's embarrassing. Sometimes you're just trying to save face. But this one is for you. And I do hope that you find someone you can talk to. Because I'm told it helps. It helps to have someone you can talk to. Not even when you're going through, they say a problem shared is a problem half solved. So I hope you find the strength to actually talk about these things with somebody that you trust. Or I'm a person who believes in prayer. Pray about it. Talk to God about it. Because life is already hard as it is. And then having someone who does not treat you right, someone you trust, someone you love, treating you differently from what you would expect, just makes everything worse. So my prayer is you find healing. UnResearched with Isaac Darlington.
UnResearched with Isaac Darlington.